Have you gone crazy, or what? She says. You'll starve to death like this. Forgive me, I say. I don't want to forgive you, and I won't marry you, you've been told. Did you really spend the whole night sitting in that chair? You didn't sleep? No, I say, I didn't sleep. Such a clever one. And you won't have tea and won't eat dinner again? I told you I won't, forgive me. This really doesn't suit you, she says, if only you knew, it's like a saddle on a cow. You're not trying to frighten me, are you? A lot I care if you go hungry, I'm not afraid. She got angry, but not for long, she began nagging me again. And I marveled at her then, that she felt no spite towards me. Because she does remember evil, with others she remembers evil a long time. Then it occurred to me that she considered me so low that she couldn't even be very angry with me. And that's the truth. Do you know, she says, what the Pope of Rome is? I've heard of him, I say. Parfyon Semyonich, she says, you never studied world history. I never studied anything, I say. Here, then, she says, I'll give you something to read. There was this one pope who got angry with some emperor, and this emperor spent 3 days without eating or drinking, barefoot, on his knees, in front of his palace, until the pope forgave him. What do you think this emperor thought to himself for those 3 days, standing on his knees, and what kind of vows did he make? Wait, she says, I'll read it to you myself. She jumped up, brought a book, it's poetry, she says, and begins reading verses to me about this emperor swearing to take revenge on this pope during those 3 days. 17. Can it be, she says, that you don't like it, Parfyon Semyonich? That's all true, I say, what you read. Aha, you yourself say it's true, that means you, too, may be making vows that if she marries me, then I'll remember everything she's done, then I'll have fun at her expense. I don't know, I say, maybe that's what I'm thinking. How is it you don't know? I just don't, I say, that's not what I'm thinking about now. And what are you thinking about now? About how you get up from your place, go past me, and I look at you and watch you, your dress rustles, and my heart sinks, and if you leave the room, I remember every little word you've said, and in what voice, and what it was, and this whole night I wasn't thinking about anything, but I kept listening to how you breathed in your sleep, and how you stirred a couple of times. And perhaps, she laughed, you don't think about or remember how you beat me? And maybe I do, I say, I don't know. But what if I don't forgive you and don't marry you? I told you, I'll drown myself. Perhaps you'll still kill me before that. She said it and fell to thinking. Then she got angry and left. An hour later she comes out to me so gloomy. I'll marry you, Parfen Semyonovich, she says, and not because I'm afraid of you, but because I'll perish all the same. And which way is better, eh? Sit down, she says, dinner will be served now. And if I marry you, she added, I'll be your faithful wife, don't doubt it and don't worry. She was silent a minute, then said, you are not a lackey after all. Before I used to think you were as complete a lackey as they come. Then she set a date for the wedding, and a week later she ran away from me here to Lebedev. When I arrived, she said, I don't reject you altogether, I only want to wait a little more, as long as I like, because I'm still my own mistress. You wait, too, if you want. That's how we are now, what do you think of all that, Lev Nikolaevich? What do you think yourself? The prince asked back, looking sadly at Rogozhin. As if I think. Escaped him. He was going to add something, but kept silent in inconsolable anguish. The prince stood up and was again about to leave. All the same I won't hinder you, he said quietly, almost pensively, as if responding to some inner, hidden thought of his own. You know what I'll tell you? Rogozhin suddenly became animated and his eyes flashed. How can you give her up to me like that? I don't understand. Have you stopped loving her altogether? Before you were in anguish anyway, I could see that. So why have you come galloping here headlong? Out of pity? And his face twisted in spiteful mockery, hey, hey. Do you think I'm deceiving you? Asked the prince. No, I believe you, only I don't understand any of it.